Here comes everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Person. I'm actually going to repeat myself just a bit. The technology has to catch up a bit. And I do want to welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. And again, I'm going to say it a second time. I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to court. We'll actually keep folks on mute for just a bit, but everyone will have an opportunity, or your attorney will, to be heard. In fact, Mr. Matson, he's one of the people connecting. Okay, so I'll wait. That is our prosecutor. And so I'll take a moment till he's one of the few people still connecting. So I'm pausing just to kind of give that a chance to catch up. But I do want to welcome everybody to court this morning. Let you know that a couple of things about municipal court. There are some things that are different here. One is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation or summons, those are all methods that we have for accusing someone. That's what a citation is. It's an accusation. A plea is an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three for pleading. Let me just pause for a moment. Phone caller.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name, please?
My name is Jacqueline Crawford.
Okay, thank you. I'm actually going to mute you, but when it's your turn, I'll unmute you. And this goes for everyone here, but as a phone caller, normally you can't see what's going on in the meeting. So I'll do my best to be loud enough when it's your turn. Your turn, everyone will have a turn. So at that point, I'll ask you to unmute, and I'll even send you a signal to do that. And I'll be back with you soon. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I also there's a couple of folks with a Zoom link, which is great. No problem. One person kind of holding maybe what looks like feeding a baby. Not sure if you're going to be able to, but can you unmute for a moment? That is a first for me. What's your name?
Jalen.
Richards?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I will be with you shortly. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had another Zoom user and not on screen, so I don't know who you are. Can you unmute? Tell me who you are. That would be helpful.
Kyle Tays.
Thank you, Mr. Tays. I appreciate it. And while I'm at it, On-Court Landing was someone that was on my screen. If you could tell me who you are. Let's see, let me find it.
It's Hope Jacobs.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Appreciate it very much. All right. So just, Mr. Matson, I see that your audio has connected. Can you unmute and maybe get on screen and tell us how you're doing this morning?
Good morning, Judge. I've been having some bizarre Zoom problems today.
Would it be useful for you to just log off and just try back on?
I think everything's working now.
I can hear you and I can see you, so we can try as it is. But you already have attorneys. Attorney Vallardes is here on the Jacobs and on the Tucker case, and we can go ahead and get started with that.
Sure.
Now, Ms. Vallardes, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but you feel free to correct me this morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. It's Valadares, but I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, I'll try to get it right. So what I wanted to let you know is that I just normally have the breakout room for the pretrial docket, and it's a convenience to be online. If it doesn't work, that's fine. We have a live setting scheduled for both of those cases. After y'all have that meeting, I'll move you back over. You have two cases that you'll be talking about with Mr. Matson. I'm going to go ahead and move y'all over. if at any point you want me to move one of your clients over, you can let me know. Okay. You're going to be able, you should be able to go back and forth between the meeting. If you're not, Mr. Matson normally can, and he'll let me know. If at any time anyone has real difficulty, sometimes it's the connection. So just go ahead, and you're not going to lose your place online because I made notes. Just turn it off and get right back on, and I'll let you back in the meeting. I usually don't leave people waiting very long. So Velardes,
Valadares?
Ms. Valadares, I'm going to move you over to that meeting.
Thank
Simple fact that most people already know the things I'm talking about in the attorney world. So I'll just keep moving that docket forward as we go. I also wanted to, since I'm at it, the attorney on the Gonzalez case, Mr. Matson, has it moved you over? It hasn't moved you over.
That's me, Your Honor. Christina Rojas Temple on behalf of Edward Gonzalez.
Yes. So I received dismissals for those cases this morning. I will sign them later this morning and send them over to you by email that we use to set up this meeting. Will that work for you?
They're all being dismissed?
Yeah, I believe all of them.
Yes,
That is all of them. Yes.
that's perfect. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. If you want to stick around and find out why, you can talk to the prosecutor. You're in the queue, but you're not needed because those cases are not going to be pending anymore.
Okay. No, I'll excuse myself, but thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Just trying to get efficient. So, okay. So just kind of back to the general discussion. I do want to let folks know when you're given a ticket or a citation, as I said a moment ago, that's an accusation. A plea is an answer or response to the accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, no contest. Of course, we're presumed to be not. If you enter a plea of not guilty, you're just maintaining that innocence, well presumed. That moves you toward a trial process, however, because that's the maximum amount of protection under the law in terms of your rights. When you move toward a trial, the state has a duty to present their evidence first, okay, before you are even required to fully, appear. I mean, make an answer and call witnesses. So the state is required then to prove that case. So if you're pleading not guilty, I'm moving that case on a pretrial process. Excuse me for that. I'm moving the case forward on a pretrial process heading to trial. Zoom is convenient. It's helpful. We're keeping it. We are moving back more as we proceed into live hearings. But this pretrial is a good way to see how we can focus that in court opportunity, in a very particular way. So there'll be a second meeting. It should have already been on the form that you received that set this meeting. It'll say there's a 2-part setting. I'll remind you of the date today if the case is still pending after today. And we're expecting them to come in very briefly for a pretrial to do a scheduling order if we need one, any discovery if we need that. Any agreements or any negotiations are usually handled prior to that date, although sometimes it happens there. But at that time, we're really scheduling the bond and we're scheduling the trial. It's fairly quick and we'll have a time slot so that you're not waiting in long lines. Okay. So if you've pleaded not guilty, we're just moving that on a continuum toward trial. If you plead guilty, you're saying I did this and you're moving forward without contesting any matters. I'm then at that point looking at how the sentence will go. And I'm going to talk about sentencing options in a moment. If you plead no contest, you're also not contesting it, but you're not admitting it either. You're just moving forward without admitting or denying the offense. If you plead guilty or no contest, the general rule is that you're found guilty. It goes on your record and you pay the fines and costs. Now, as far as payment, I look at individual income and bill ratios when I look at that. I look at that when I decide sentences. I look at that when I decide bonds on the not guilty docket. And I look at that when we talk about scheduling payment arrangements. If a clerk was unable to set up a payment plan with you, I look at it with you, preferably today. And in most cases, I already got that information from you. I just will confirm if anything's changed. If I don't have the information, I need to get it, because there's not a good way for me to really realistically figure out those issues without that information. So I do ask for it pretty early in the game in case we need it. We generally do, even if you're not guilty, even if you're found not guilty at trial, there's a bond that has to get set at the trial point. Generally speaking, as I said, it goes on your record, but there are still 4 dismissal options in a Class C court directly available from the bench on a plea of guilty or no contest. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Now, compliance dismissals, the law will specify that the case shall be dismissed upon certain types of proof, and it says that the judge shall do it at dismissal. So I'll be looking to see if you qualify. I'll probably have some questions. There might be 1 or 2 of those on the docket today. 2, driving safety course option. That is available on a plea of guilty or no contest where you have a moving violation and you qualify under the law to go to that program. If you go into that program, it will keep it from being a conviction on your record. It will save you money. So let me talk to you about money. With every ticket, there's a fine and a court cost. If you call the clerk and say, how much is this ticket? They give you the whole number, okay? The fine is set by the judge, that would be me. The court costs are set by the Texas legislature. I cannot change those, okay? In the driver safety course option, you do pay the costs, okay? Those all have to get paid at one time. So I'll be asking you about that. It's not insubstantial. Those are, I've watched those grow 300%, 300 times since I took the bench. So over a 20-year period, I've seen that just go from $50 to, we're looking at about $140 to $160 roughly. I think it's 144 to 169 is the range. You pay that cost. The fine goes on hold. You turn in your driving record, the proper record. You turn in your driving course, the proper course, all on time. You get your ticket dismissed, no conviction. The fine that was on hold gets waived. Okay, so I'm going to be looking to see if you're qualified to be in that program. If you think you might be, and I'm not talking to you about it, bring it up when it's your turn. If you represent yourself, that's your duty to do that, okay? I am supposed to be looking, but you also have a duty to bring it up. So just do that. If you have questions, I can't give you legal advice. I can't apply the law to your case. I can tell you what I'm allowed to do and not do in the court as far as, you know, the driver safety of your options are qualified or not qualified. And I can tell you why that might be, okay? So that's on a plea of guilty or no contest that I do that. The third option I mentioned was a deferred disposition. Deferred means delay. Disposition means to make final. I delay making your case final. I put certain terms and conditions in place. They will be in writing. I will hold you to that written agreement. So before you read it, before you sign it, read it. But the deferred disposition, at the end of the deferred, if you meet the conditions that are listed, you gain a dismissal of the case. Now, the trick in a Class C court, it's a little different from other levels of court. In a Class C court, you are under the duty to say for yourself that you wish to have a deferred, and the judge either approves or does not approve that request. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's how you ask. It's very simple. On a plea of guilty or no contest, the judge considers it. The judge then either says yes or no, okay? On the pretrial docket, if you talk to the prosecutor and y'all bring me an agreement, that will have a type of conditional plea built into it. That sometimes happens too, and I see it come from the prosecution sometimes. So in a Class C court, it can come from either the prosecution with the defendant or the defendant's representative as an agreement, or in a Class C court, you can ask the judge directly on a plea of guilty or no contest at the first sentencing opportunity. Okay, so you have to make the request. I don't make the request for you because I am not your advocate. Okay. That was the third option. The fourth option is teen court. That's for high school or middle school students. You're enrolled in school or you're enrolled in a program that will lead to a diploma or the equivalent. And if so, it will look a little bit like deferred in the sense that there will be conditions and things for you to do, but it will be different because it will be structured differently, putting the burden on the young person and not on their parent to make payment. Okay, it's less expensive. It is definitely more affordable, but the most important thing is it has the highest success rate in terms of recurrence. So I'm less likely to read about you in the paper as being injured. I'm less likely to have you reoffend if it's a criminal offense in the teen court setting. Okay, so teen court, you can request it. I'm also allowed to see if you want to do it and talk to you about it on a plea of guilty or no contest. So those are the ways to keep it off your record that I have directly available from the bench itself. There are options with prosecutors that are slightly different. You may talk to that person about that if you wish. You're not required to. Okay, so I'm just going to begin, and I know I'm going to get, let's see, the case and the Jacobs case are both in the meeting right now, but they'll be back soon. That's my general experience, but we won't wait. I also have a docket that I'm walking through. I just wanted to check. Don't worry if I don't call your name. I'm calling people that I don't think are here. Miguel Lopez, are you here? And LaQuisha Roberts, I think I saw you. Are you here? Okay, well, I'll keep trying. In the meantime, if I could start with Jamal Baba. Can you unmute Mr. Baba and tell me, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Okay. Let me just kind of review where we are. We've already done sentencing. We're just looking at the sentence. Right now, the sentence has been for community service. We've been working at this, I guess, since October or November. And then what's happening now is we've gotten a few hours. So I'm glad to see that we're starting to get somewhere. I think we have 24 and a half hours due by February 14th. And you did come in on the 14th requesting that extension. Where are you doing the work?
I like to go to Expo Center in Belton.
Okay. All right. How long do you think you need to get the final amount completed? Do you think that you need more than 30 days?
No, 30 days is more than enough. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just checking in with the clerk. I don't seem to have that. Okay, I will go ahead and give you the 30 days extension. And I like to schedule those on a day when I know I'm going to be here. So give me just a moment. I'm just checking the calendar to see how that's going for what I need to do.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
That new due date will be March 21st.
Thank you.
Now, the only thing is, Mr. Baba, don't wait, okay?
No, I'm not.
If you don't have it all turned in, you need to get with us quickly, okay?
Thank you.
And so with the thanks of the court, what we'll do is just email you a new timesheet. It's not going to look terribly new. It's just gonna have the new date at the top. That way you have that, but you're still free to use what we send you today or any of the timesheets that you have. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And you too. Let's see. Mr. Gaspar, I believe. Giovanni, so it may or may not be. I don't know the name well enough to say pronouns on that one, but can you unmute and tell me how you're
Yes,
doing?
ma'am. I'm doing good.
Good. Are you able to get on video?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Okay, so we have a single case, and hang on just a moment. Are you in school?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're
I'm a junior in high school.
right. Which school are you in? Temple High?
No, I go to Hillsborough High School.
Hillsborough. So you are no longer at TISD?
No.
No, you are not. Yes, you are not. I
No, ma'am.
You're a junior. Okay. What you gave to us when you signed up was your Temple High School badge. You're not enrolled there anymore?
No, I wasn't. I didn't know I signed those papers. I never went to that school. I
Oh,
lived in Hillsborough.
hang on just a moment. That's not him. Okay. I just need to get let me look at your file for a moment and see what we have, because there's something in that file that maybe was a different
Yes, ma'am.
page. Let me look and see. We just have a license. Okay. Now, first of all, do you have a parent with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. What's your name?
Ana Laura.
Lara?
Laura
Laura.
is
Lora.
Okay. And your date of birth?
October 28, 1968.
Can I see you on screen? So I really don't, I guess I'll have to see your identification. Can you,
Yes.
Mr. Gaspar, what I need you to do is email in your school ID and your mother's ID. Okay?
okay. Yes, ma'am.
Can you send that now?
Who do I send it to?
Okay, so we set this meeting up from Court Online Help,
Yes.
and you can just send it there. Okay? And let me know when you've sent it by putting a thumbs up. There's a way that you can put a reaction. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. When you've sent it, do that thumbs up on the screen, and I will start looking for it. And when we get it in, I'll work you back in. But I'm gonna wait for that information, and I'm gonna move forward to Jacqueline Crawford. Good morning. How are you? Miss Crawford? I show you unmuted, so I'm not hearing you. I'm not sure what's happening.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. How are
I'm
you?
phone dumb, so I'm sorry.
It's all good. We're good. But I did receive,
Okay.
these are cases where we have old balances. And
Yes, ma'am. But I didn't know anything about those until I got pulled over.
right, I think let me walk you through what I've got, and then I want to hear from you.
Yes,
Right
ma'am.
now, right now we have a no driver's license charge from January 26th of 2023. The fines and costs are 181. I did receive a written plea of guilty to that charge. Is that your plea
Yes,
at this
ma'am.
time? Is that your plea at this
Yes,
time?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Oh, and then I received some information about income and bills and a request for a $30 payment, but no income and no bills and living with family. Do I have that accurately?
Yes, ma'am. I do a little babysitting, but I have stage 3 lung cancer, so I haven't worked in over 2 years.
Okay.
I haven't worked since 21.
Okay. How's treatment going, if you don't mind me asking?
Ma'am,
How's your treatment going, if you don't mind me asking?
it's going pretty good. I have no complaints. I wake up every morning, but so
Okay.
far so good.
Okay, good. Good to know. I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
what happened is that I time served you under a very old provision that did not allow me to waive. At that time, I could not waive the collection fees. And
Uh-huh.
at this time, I'm able to waive them due to the indigent status that you're currently in and the health conditions. So I can waive those older fees, okay, on those
Yes,
older
ma'am.
cases. I can waive those. So hang on just a moment. I'm going to do that. And then we can talk about that. Is the no deal charging? Okay. Are you living in the Temple area, Ms. Crawford?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I live with my mother right around the corner from the municipal court on 6th Street.
Okay. Are you able to get around, like, do you get to appointments and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
On this driver's license charge, I guess you're on time. And so I'm wondering if we delay your case just a bit and let these old cases clear out of the system before we enter a conviction, and maybe give you time to get a license. If you stay
Okay.
on time, there's a limited circumstance where I can do a dismissal. We
Yes,
can
ma'am.
start by trying 60 days, extending you
Okay.
until the 25th of April, and see if you can get your license and bring it to court by then. If you can't, you need to stay on time by showing up, but
Yes, ma'am.
we'll reset your case.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So when I go there, they're not gonna see, because when I got pulled over, the officer told me that I have these fees is why I can't get my driver's license, because I kept telling him that I didn't know why I couldn't get my driver's license, because I went to jail and did all my time. And then he said it's some type of a fee. So when I went up to the municipal building on my first court day, and I got this appointment with you, she told me that it was fine from however I got the ticket, whatever the ticket was, it had a fine to go with it.
Right.
And I didn't know that part. But yes, ma'am. Whatever you can do for me, I'm willing to cooperate.
Right. So here, listen one more time. Those older
Mm-hmm.
cases, okay, just don't talk yet, because the phone has a funny way of canceling out if I'm talking, and you talk, then you will not know what I've said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 old cases that I did time serve. They had a hold fee that I was not allowed to waive at that time because that's 2009. I needed income information in order to do that waiver. You have supplied that information and I'm able to waive those fees. So I will waive those fees. That leaves us with a zero balance on those cases, but the new case is still there. And what I will do is give you a 60-day extension to get your license. I think you should see if there's anything that you need to do, like a course or anything like that, because it's been a while. And I really can't advise you about that. You're going to need to get on the DPS website and figure out what you need to do or meet with an attorney of your choice and figure out what you need to do to get a license other than clear the fees that this court had on that citation. But be that as it may, if you can bring a license back to the court by your extension date, which is April 25th, I'll be able to dismiss that new one. If you don't have it yet, you need to appear so that I can give you some more time. You need to check in so that I know how much more time you need and stay on time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay. So I'm just going to do that extension April 25th, and we'll send that notice to you. I'm going to do it on the court's motion due to illness. And I'm going to have you just, try to get your license between now and then. Don't wait till
Yes,
the
ma'am.
last minute, but the waivers that I did that releases the license, that'll take about 20 to 30 days.
Okay.
And then, start looking online on their database and see those cases will drop to closed.
Okay.
If you need more information about where to go online to look that up, it's on our website, but also we have a sheet here at the court. You can stop by and ask the clerk for information about holds on your license, and they can hand you a sheet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in 60 days, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have a blessed day, ma'am.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're good to go. You can hang up.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Ms. Valadares, Mr. Mattson, let's hear on the Jacobs case first, perhaps.
Your Honor, we have a preliminary agreement in place. It's not quite ready yet, so we'll go ahead and set for final, but I anticipate that these cases will be taken care of prior to that date.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Council may need time to have discussions and so forth with their client. So we are rescheduled for final pretrial here in the building on March 22nd at 2:00. And we'll just expect to see everyone here unless those cases are removed from the docket through resolution. It's wide open right now. And then on the Tucker case, where are we?
Kind of the same boat. We will be continuing to final pretrial so that Ms. Valadares has a chance to talk to her client.
Okay. So what I will say there is it's the same exact time. That way, it's not prohibitive for any of the parties. So March 22nd at 2:00. Okay. Ms. Valadares, thank you for your time today. I know that you will have an opportunity to get with Ms. Jacobs and Mr. Tucker and just advise them in the best capacity, I know. And we will continue this case on to the final pretrial docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All of the folks here for that case can go. You'll want to reach out to your attorney. I'm sure she probably already explained that to you. Y'all are good to exit. All you have to do is hang up if you wish. Okay, Mr. Mattson, moving you forward. I did let the attorney on the Gonzalez case know that I had received those dismissals, that I would sign them. I do have a question about that later. It's not going to change that I'll sign them. But I had one quick question before I do. I'm going to move you forward though. Thought he was here. I saw Mr. Collier maybe earlier.
Your Honor, I actually reached an agreement with Mr. Blythe.
Oh, okay.
20 minutes before court started.
Maybe I just saw something float by. Okay. So that's actually off. And then we're moving forward then with the Paul Storrs case. And I'll let you and Mr. Martin head on over to the breakout room. Mr. Martin, is your audio, can you unmute? Just let me know if things are going well.
It's working fine.
Great, perfect. All right, moving you over now. Folks, give me just a quick moment to get sorted. I don't know the agreement on this one. Okay. Okay, so we don't have that yet. Okay. Yeah. And so that's here. Yeah, I got it. Okay, we don't have any emails on Port Online Pump. Okay. Mr. Gaspar?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, did you email things over yet?
Yes, I was able to send it through chat and through Judge
not gonna-
Person.
Yeah, that's not gonna, I get it, but I need it for the file. Let me see if I can. Hold on. If I can print it, you won't know if I can print it. I'll know if I can print it.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What I had asked you for was your high school identification card. I already have your license.
I haven't got a ID card from my high school.
You don't have anything that shows you're enrolled in school?
Well, I have the old one. Yes.
I know that.
Oh wait, yeah, I have one from this year.
Okay.
Let me see if I could do this. It should be there about.
In the meantime, once you send it, let me see them all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's your school.
Okay.
Too. Can your mom get on screen?
Yes, I'm right here.
Oh, hold on, it's blurred.
Oh, yeah, she just needs to come over to where you are.
Good morning.
Morning. Can you get closer? It doesn't look like you. And you don't look.
I might not. I just woke up.
Yeah, I understand, but your eyebrows are different and your lips are different. I'll come back to you in a moment. I'll be with y'all in a moment. Okay, on the stores case, where are we?
Your Honor, there is an offer that Mr. Martin will take back to his client, so I anticipate this will be resolved prior to final pretrial.
Okay, if not, then we're scheduled on April 5th at 2. Okay, and Mr. Martin, I know you're familiar, so.
Could you repeat the final pretrial date, Judge?
Yes, April 5th at 2, April 5th at 2. And when we sent setting forms for this hearing today, it would be on there as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, I'm going to move you forward with Gina Holton. Gina Holton, can you unmute and get on screen? Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I'll move you over to that pretrial with the prosecutor. Thank you. Mr. Gaspar,
Yes, ma'am.
let's see. So you're a junior in high school,
Yes, ma'am.
and how do you have siblings?
I have 3. We're four in total.
Okay, how old are they?
I have an older sister that's 18, and I'm the second child, and I have the third one. He's a 6th grader, and he's 12, and I have a little one, 3rd grade.
So like 9?
Yeah,
8 or 9.
he just turned 9 this year.
Okay. And are y'all new to Hillsborough?
No, we've been here almost our whole life. Just that I got pulled over in Temple because I was dropping my mom off with my grandma that's been in the hospital for like 3 months. And that's why we go to Temple almost like 3 times a week.
Oh, your grandmother lives here?
Yes. No,
Okay.
she's in the hospital at the Temple.
Okay. And would you say that English is the language that y'all speak at home, or do you speak Spanish?
It's Spanish.
Okay. How are your parents with their Spanish?
Their Spanish are pretty good.
I mean, with their English.
Oh, their English? Yeah.
Very little.
They understand. They just can't speak it very good.
Okay. All right. So an option I have available what I got from you was a plea of guilty, a request for community service, and then a request for an extension to provide insurance registration and a license. But it's a speeding ticket, and the fines and costs are $259 if you pay it. I did receive a plea of guilty. I have teen court as an option, which will save quite a bit of money and keep it off your record. Is that your plea at this time of guilty?
And if you don't mind repeating, what does that teen court suggest, or what do I have to do?
It's a sentencing option, but I'm trying to find out how are you pleading to the charge, and you've written guilty, and I'm just confirming that plea first.
Oh, yeah, guilty.
Okay. So with teen court in this particular instance, because you don't live here, there's a $20 fee. Now, hold on just a moment. I need to ask the clerk a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Since they live that far away. Like a check. Okay, thank you. So with teen court, there's a $20 fee. And then you're gonna do an online class to gain a dismissal. And we'll give you information for how to find a class. It would be much more quick. I would need the payment pretty soon. We'll have to talk about how we get that. And the class would be turned in through the email. You could turn it in by, or you could come by the court when y'all are in town. But it would need to be turned in by March 21st.
March 21st.
A dismissal, and I would waive the $259.
Is it like a defensive driving course?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So can you send the $20 check to us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to email the teen court agreement to you today, and you're gonna need to print it. Can you print it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you also send it back to us? You'd have to email it, not through the chat box.
Okay.
Could be email.
When?
Email today.
Okay.
And then you would send a check for $20. You'll take a
Yes, ma'am.
You'll take a class that you will pay for at your own expense, and you'll get it turned in by March 21st. And I need the agreement today, and I need the check to be sent today. And then I would allow your case to be dismissed if you get your course turned in on time. And it would keep it off your record and save you about $250.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. That would
Thank you.
That would be our agreement, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. I'll let you go, but I need the form back. I'm signing it now. So we'll be emailing that to you pretty quickly. And then y'all are gonna have to get everything in the mail. Call and check on that check. Like, you need to make sure that we get it, okay?
And does it have to be a check, or can I just email like my credit card, my debit card in?
Not able to do it with a debit or credit card. I'll take a money order. I want you to be careful about sending money orders to the court, but you can.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
It either has to be in cash here in person, or it needs to be a check or money order in the mail today.
Okay.
I would say if you send cash, though, it might not make it. My experience is that's unfortunate, but it happens.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You're good to go.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm moving forward. Let's see. We already did Crawford, right? I'll be right with everyone. Mr. Matson on Gina Holton. Let me bring her back over. Is that someone at the front desk? Yeah, we can just close the door. Okay, on the Holton case, where are we?
Your Honor, Ms. Holton has actually provided proof of both sterilization and rabies shots the rabies shot was done back in August. I don't have the date in front of me for the sterilization, but they have been finished. So I'm going to dismiss both of these tickets.
Okay, can I do that here on
Yes, you can.
with the motion? Okay. Okay, so just a compliance dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So those are being dismissed. Is proof in the file yet?
Yes, it is already on there.
Okay, great. All right, Ms. Holton, I am signing those dismissals here shortly. Then we will email them to you at your email that we used to set this meeting up. Will that work?
Perfect.
Okay, then you are good to go.
Thank you. Have a great day.
That should be in your inbox here later this morning, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Metz, before I let you go, I have just one point of clarification. On the Gonzalez case, I did receive those dismissals. I am wondering what should I check as the reason for the dismissal?
I would go with the box that says defendant is unapprehended and due to the passage of time.
See, here's my
Prosecution.
question about that. That's what Melissa was saying. So they've hired an attorney, but we can't prosecute them. I don't see that.
So the officers that wrote the citations no longer work for the city.
Then just add an
And
officer unavailable, right?
that would work too. And
And
also the fact that the cases are 11 and 12 years old, there's no more footage. There's nothing that we would be able to use.
yeah, I mean, it could be insufficient evidence, although I think that's one that, we're always reluctant to use. Although the statute will close now, so I mean, it wouldn't matter, but I just didn't, I felt like it was incongruent to say, well, they've hired an attorney, but we don't know where they are. That doesn't make sense. We do. What we're saying is the officer's unavailable. So if you don't mind, I'll conform it to number 8, officer unavailable
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
on this one. I know these are quite old. And then if you don't mind, I'll just do that. And I will get those over to the opposing counsel. She was a little surprised. And I didn't explain to her the reasons. But I told her that she could give you a call if she had questions.
I thought I had sent her an email last week, but I guess I did not.
Well, I mean, you never really know if people read their email. I get plenty of people who don't seem to know that their next court date, and they seem really baffled that I blaze through it. And it was in the written document that we already gave them, and I know they got it because they're here. So it's kind of weird to me, but I'm guessing they just don't take a very good look at it. So who knows? I think people are just blowing and going and not paying attention, but okay, that's done. And that takes that one away. And so then we are just, I don't know why I thought you had sent them to me unchecked, but okay, and I have Gina Hilton's dismissals as well. Okay, you're good to go, Mr. Matson. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Judge.
I believe that's everybody on your docket. So I'm moving forward, and I had, let's see, my next person is Jaylene Richards. Jaylene, are you available? Can you come to the screen? I have a charge of speeding from January 11th, and I did receive 49 and a 30 accusation, and I did receive a no contest. So is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I had 2 requests. One was a request for a driving safety course. The other was for a payment plan. Those aren't compatible. Of course, the driving safety course is usually a good way to go, I do need to hear from you though. We had a court date that was on the ticket itself. And I don't know offhand when that was. Yes, January 30th. And you came into court about 2 weeks later.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened that we didn't hear from you on time?
I had COVID.
Okay. And then I did show that you, right now, I didn't have received any income information, but I did receive bills. Do you have income at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you working?
At the moment, no. They had let me go because I was out for 2 weeks.
So, I mean, what's the source of your income?
Well, I got my income tax back, so I was just gonna see instead of the payment plan, since it's not compatible with the driving course, if I could just pay it in full.
Okay, so if I back up and let you do the driving safety course, the court costs are $144. I need to check. Do you have, okay. Do we have license and insurance? It looks like we have license and insurance on file. So I would need to come by and get signed up for the driving course. Are you COVID free at this time? You're not.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You're not contagious at this time.
Oh, no, ma'am. No.
For the driving safety course option, you would need to come by the court to pay the $144 and sign up. Can you do that today?
Do what?
Okay, I'll try it again. Right now,
Sorry.
the only way that you can do the driving safety course option is if I approve it, because you missed your court date. And normally I don't and can't. I might do that. I'm thinking I should maybe do that, but I would need you to come by the court to pay the $144 instead of the $259 and sign up to be in that program so that you could gain that dismissal, but you'll have some deadlines after that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the question I had was, can you come by today and get signed up and do your paperwork and pay the $144?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what time can you come by?
I can come by right after this.
Okay, let's say by 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll look for you at the window, same place you were before, and it's any of the clerks can help you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It shouldn't take you more than about 10 or 15 minutes. 90 days from today, we'll need back proof that you've completed a course and a copy of your driving record. We'll give you information for how to get the record and how to find a course. Just pay attention to your deadline. The clerk will give it to you. And remember that you don't have to wait until that date. You can always do it early, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do that, I'll waive the remaining balance, which is about $100, and it won't go on your record, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, head to the clerks as soon as you can, but don't rush.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I've already let her in. She's not waiting. Thank you. The next person I have was Kyle Tays.
Yes, ma'am.
And good morning, how are you?
Been all right. Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. I had a no contest plea. I had a request for teen court.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I had proof of enrollment at Lake Belton, where you are a senior. Do I have it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With teen court, there is a $20 payment, a fee for the program. And My first question is, can you pay that fee today?
Can I pay it Tuesday when I get paid? Because I'm kind of in a bind right now. I've had been paying on my truck like to fix it. I just got out of the shop. I've been making payments on it.
Let me see. Probably is the answer. You mean a week from today, since today is Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no one can help you then, huh? I'm asking, is anyone?
Oh, you were breaking up at the same time. I do apologize.
Okay. So my question is, can anyone help you and pay that fee for you, that you pay them back?
Not really. I've been kind of been doing all this on my own, just so I can, it's my fault. That's why I've been doing it on my own. I'm not going to bring someone else in my problem.
Okay. I can do that. It's just that I'm gonna need you to come by and sign papers.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll have to come back and do that payment because it's a cash payment.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay. So that's actually by the 28th, okay? And then teen court. Let's see. So where are you working? Because now you're saying I don't work. I'm a full-time student. That's what you told me. And now you're telling me I don't get paid because of my job. It's not.
No. I am still a full-time student. I work part-time over at Papa Murphy's here at HEB here in Belton in that same strip mall area.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I mean, yeah, you didn't disclose that to me.
Oh, I didn't know if they put that on there or not. I mean, I did tell them I was I still am a student and I work after school.
Okay. Okay. I think what we would probably do, I'm just looking, it's 20 miles over the posted speed limit. Normally I do teen court at the high school and you come in to the school, you have to sit through an evening. It's actually 2 evenings. One is where you get a sentence. The other is where you hear other cases.
All right.
And then, your sentence will include some things for you to do. What I know though is I'm less likely to have, you have another citation or get injured and have me read about you in the paper,
Yes, ma'am.
You're in kind of the biggest group for injury and harm. So I'm thinking that, that's the way to go. You would come by today and meet with a case manager.
Okay.
And I think that we would be scheduling that for March 29th for the live setting.
Okay.
But let's check in with the case manager and see if they agree that that's the best option.
Okay.
What time can you be here today?
Most likely right as soon as I get off of the Zoom meeting, I can head up there.
Okay, why don't we say you should be here by 11?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll have everything ready to go. Just come to the window. A clerk will direct you from there, okay? Expect to be here half an hour, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We can give you a note for work or school, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we'll see you shortly, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Let me make one more note on that. Hi, Mr. McGinn.
Hello. It's Win. My bad. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just I've known people with that name and that's how they said it. How do you prefer me to say it?
Win. Mikey Win.
Win. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where are you in school?
I'm in 11th grade at T High.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is an accusation for speeding, January 26th.
Yes, ma'am.
If you paid it's 264 and the accusation is 63 and a 40.
Yes, ma'am.
Hang on just a moment. There we go. Okay. So with teen court, I'm sorry, let me just confirm first. I did receive a plea in writing and it was for no contest and a request for teen court. And I'm inclined to grant teen court. But I do also want to confirm, is that your plea at this time of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With teen court, there's a $20 fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am. After this court hearing.
Okay, it's a cash fee and you'd come by to do your paperwork anyway, so it's kind of it's efficient.
Yes, ma'am.
And then a case manager will probably talk to us about what would be best, but I'm thinking that we would look at that March 29th date for a sentencing hearing. The way that I do teen court at this time is, I go ahead and I have a jury of your peers make a decision as to what your sentence should be. I then, they will just say how many, we call them community service credits. They're not necessarily hours because some things are weighted more heavily than others. Part of what we're doing is just going through the process of teen court. And what we know is that people who go through that process are more likely to be a better driver at the end of this whole thing. And they're more likely to survive driving. You are in a group, and so is the gentleman right ahead of you. Y'all are both in a group where you're high risk, okay? And
Yes, ma'am.
it's 25 and under. So there's a while to go before you're out of that group. So teen court is really a way to get you to, safer behavior.
I just want to say, I'm going to Vietnam to visit my grandma on the 22nd to April 10th. Is there any way I can do another day, because my grandma's really sick and me and my mom and dad are going to go visit to Vietnam.
Okay. Yes. I'm just making notes.
It could be before or after, it doesn't matter.
Right. When are you back?
April 10th.
We have another docket available and I could put you there. It would be when you got back. My next available would be April 19th.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be good.
And so today what I need is when you come by, you're going to need to meet with the case manager who will get things ready for you. And ma'am, you're welcome to come with him. He's 17, so you're not required, but I welcome parents. Parents attending increases the safety. Okay. Yeah, because our young people, well, they respect us still. They still listen. So I think it's a good idea. If you're able to come with him, that would be great. But I'm asking him right now, what time can you be here, Mr. Wynn?
Around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can we say 11 to 11:15?
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah, no rush. Okay. Because there's someone coming at 11 and that's probably 15 to 30 minutes. So,
Okay.
We can give you a note though for school. Okay.
Okay.
If mom needs a note for work, that's okay too. We can do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All around 11:15 or so. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'm just making notes. All right. So we'll see you here at the court. Okay.
Okay.
When you
Thank
get here, just let them know you're here for the case manager.
Wait, would we be able to come right now? Because my mom has to get to work.
That's okay.
Oh.
11:15
Okay.
is fine.
That will be fine.
11:15 is fine.
10:30 is fine, if that works.
10:30?
Yes.
Okay.
Just be safe.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all are good to go. So the problem with Ms. Roberts is I let her in twice. Let's try calling her. I have a number in Dalton. I'm gonna try that. You never know if people were impatient or if they had technical stuff. I just give them the benefit of the doubt. But try to call. Hello. Hi, is this Ms. Roberts? Yes, I'm Judge Person. I know you were on the meeting earlier and that you were having some technical difficulties. So I thought I would give you a call and see if we can get things done over the phone. Is that okay with you?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Yes, ma'am.
This is actually Judge Person right here.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Sorry, I was talking to one of the ladies at the school.
Oh, okay.
I have to come up here just to make sure.
Yes. So let me just think about this out loud with you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, we have a $50 a month payment plan, and I don't have a problem lowering that. However, I just kind of need to, are you going on maternity leave?
Yes, no, I'm supposed to be on maternity leave already, but I pay like written stuff by myself, and they don't. I work for Taco Bell and Simple. They don't get paid for maternity leave. They have maternity leave. So I was hoping like to wait it out and to actually give birth, but my last appointment with my mom went to, my baby was already like head down.
Okay.
So I just didn't want to like put myself in too much. I did circulate it for Municipal Court. I do have like a tax date, and I can pay it off with the taxes when I get it. It's just the process of waiting on it.
That's fine. Okay. When do you think you might get it? We can do that. I can set this out to just pay it all at once. And then if that doesn't work, you can come in and talk to me. But when do you think you're going to deliver? It sounds like pretty soon.
It says it's supposed to hit tomorrow. But it says the latest date, the latest date will be February 27th.
For your baby? Oh. Oh, you mean taxes? I was thinking about your baby. When are you due on your baby?
I'm supposed to be due April 21st, but we don't think I will last my whole 40 weeks.
Okay. Okay. So so you think you would pay it by, you said the latest was what?
The 27th.
Of April.
I have a tax date of it's supposed to be direct deposited tomorrow.
Oh.
Usually I get paid 2 days early, but it's just nothing ever came. I don't know if it was because of President's Day or how first. And I called the bank and they said they don't have anything pending yet.
Okay. So you think you'll have it by March 28th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why don't we do this? I'm going to do a slight reduction. I'm going to cut your fines in half. And then I'm going to have you sign a promise to pay by that date. If you don't have it by that date, and there's some kind of hang up or issue that you didn't anticipate, you can come in and talk to a clerk and drop me another note and explain what's going on. Okay.
Okay. Also, I gotta find it, but I did have a paper from the insurance company. I had, was it Amex, I believe, went and got the insurance, but it was like a financial decision to where they wanted me to really take it off and wait due to when I go on maternity leave, I wouldn't be able to pay for it. Basically. So they would still cancel it and I would still have to pay like what's it called,
Reinstatement.
Yeah,
Are you telling, let me,
too much of a bond.
okay. Okay, so you're talking about your insurance issues?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's just something like we've already sort of, the case here is already moving forward because a plea already was entered. But you definitely don't want to drive without insurance
Yes, ma'am.
in this day and age. Okay, I'm looking at your fines. Hang on just a second. Okay, so your fines are $200. I'm gonna drop that to 100. And then there's a few fees that are also on there. So I believe that's gonna drop you to 136, no, 151. Is that right? Okay, let me get you a final total, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the new total is 151. And I'm putting some notes in there so they can see out there where you are. And we're just gonna say payment in full no later than March 28th, or you'll come in and see us, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am. If tomorrow, I'll come in early tomorrow morning and I'll pay it.
Yeah, there's no problem being early. I just want to give you the maximum amount of time that you said, just in case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let the clerk know that you're ready to resolve it and that there should be notes in the file.
Okay, so I'll just go, talk to the clerk.
Yes.
And that I talked to you.
Yeah, and then the notes are in the file and they'll pour it up and they'll have you sign a document saying you're agreeing to pay this lower reduced fine by that date, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're good there. This is on Collier. I don't have a clue. On this Miguel Lopez, Ray summons him to the next pretrial date, not the next available, the next one at 1. He needs to come in and see me. If he's not gonna show up, I can't just give him 30 days to pay. He's got a tobacco class requirement. Yeah. Hey,